There's something that a lot of couples don't realize about their interaction in their marriage. They think they have a communication problem, or their spouse has an anger problem, or definitely they think they're not compatible anymore. I hear that a lot. But underneath all of that, we could have an attachment disconnection. Most people have never heard the phrase attachment style until more recently. And people that know the language usually think this only matters when they're dating, not in a marriage that's gone on for years and years. But attachment styles, explained honestly, can change the way that you understand and resolve every fight, every silence, those shutdown moments, that emotional distance that you feel in a marriage. There are 4 main attachment styles that we talk about. That's secure, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized. And sometimes you might see them as listed something else in other research. But most couples are living in one of these patterns or part of one of these patterns, and they don't even know it. You know, a securely attached person usually believes that we can work through this, that conflict feels uncomfortable, but it's not dangerous, it's not the end of us. And they can stay connected, even inside of tension. An anxious attachment, that looks different than that. They feel distance quickly. The silence is hard for them, and just something like a delayed text feels very personal. Conflict can feel like rejection, so they by nature will pursue and push for that connection and reassurance. Conversation, resolution, not because they're controlling, but because closeness or a lack of closeness feels like a lack of safety. Now that avoidant attachment, that person learned very early on that emotions are either difficult or maybe they didn't even learn them, but they're overwhelming, unsafe, and not great, especially in disconnection. So they will pull apart from you. They'll go quiet. They need space to reconnect. And when that anxious partner experiences that, it feels like rejection. So they will pursue even harder, which makes that more avoidant partner withdraw even more. And suddenly we have this chase and withdraw marriage cycle in a marriage. One person is saying, please come closer, and the other person is saying, I need room to breathe to understand what's going on. Both of them are hurting, both of them are just normal, but they don't understand what's happening. Anxious avoidant cycle is one of the most painful patterns that we will see in marriage. And those dynamics can feel exhausting for the couple involved. That pursuer, like we said, feels abandoned, rejected, not loved. And the withdrawer feels just overwhelmed by the relationship. And then they start believing, hey, we shouldn't be together, we're wrong. And many times they're reacting from old attachment patterns or wounds or relationships, people that weren't even involved in this connection. Then we have that disorganized attachment, and that's usually a mixture of, I want closeness, but closeness feels unsafe. And they can react like both the anxious and the avoidant in the relationship. Pulling close, pushing away. Trusting is very difficult. And then they can panic and kind of what we call freeze. Here's what matters. Not those attachment labels, but that it's not your identity. It's something that you've adapted early on, a survival strategy maybe, something that your nervous system learned for sure. And it's important spiritually too, that God designed humans for connection. They designed us for attachment, to be known, to be safe, to be connected, and to be seen. So healing these wounds is not just psychological work. It's part of learning how to love well, part of becoming safe enough to stay present with the person that you know that you need connection with in this relationship. So where do we start? We think a couple of simple places. First, learn your pattern without shame. Not which one of us is a problem, but what inside me happens when this disconnection happens. What feels threatened? What's my fear here? Second, stop interpreting your spouse's reactions, as a moral problem. Sometimes the silence is not punishment. Sometimes the pursuit is not only manipulation. Sometimes both people are just doing what they've learned or protecting themselves. And third, and most importantly, build safety solutions. A secure marriage is not a marriage without conflict. It's a marriage where repair becomes possible. If this video helped or given you some language to something that you've been living, please connect with us, subscribe to us. We want to walk this with you. You're not crazy. This is a pattern that you may not have understood, and we want to help you connect with it. Subscribe for honest conversations about marriage, emotional healing, and especially relational restoration. We can't wait to see you again very soon.